First of all, thank you very much for coming today and welcome to our first idea generator session, which is awesome. Today we're going to go through basically where ideas come from, how to come up with a good idea. We'll work through it step by step. And then of course, if you win this competition, awesome thing is that there's two 10K packages up for grabs, which is basically your startup process to get you up and running. Okay, so we're going to start on the idea canvas, okay? And basically think of the idea canvas like an artist has a canvas, right? This is basically your canvas as an entrepreneur. So we're going to start with what is the problem or need. So think of it this way, we all have problems in our everyday life that we're facing. So sometimes you can be sitting on the couch and you're like, where's the remote? That's a problem, okay? So then you could come up with a solution for that. So it's what problems do you have in your everyday life that you have a passion for, that you want to do something with. Now we're going to do the solution. So the solution is like your 15-second little selling point of what it actually is going to do. And it's like, if you can't articulate it in 15 seconds, then you need to think about how you bring it down a little bit more into defining it. Okay, so we're going to move on to the benefit. So why does it matter to your customer? Okay, so why would your customer want this? So this is the benefit. Sometimes this is a plus, so it's a really good thing. Sometimes it's a minus. Like in my life, I struggle with X, Y, and Z, so I need it. Or in my life, that will help me do X, Y, and Z. Who is your customer? So sometimes they're in an age group, sometimes they're in a gender, sometimes they're in a certain income. So start thinking of them as a person. Sometimes it's cool to give them a name. So you could be like, if it's a female, like this is Jane. Jane is 15. Jane has this much income. Jane enjoys this kind of stuff. So it's just figuring out who your target market is. Okay, so the next one is really easy. This is the alternatives. This is what already exists out there on the market. So sometimes it can be something that's similar, or sometimes, like I said to you before, it's what you're already adding value to. Okay, so the next part is the messaging. So this is your little slug line as such. So what is it that you offer to your customer that makes them want it? Last part, this is the startup need. So if you were to take what you've got on this piece of paper now, and the 6 things that you already filled out, and you were to do your startup needs, what would you need to get this going? Okay, so you've got startup capital. So you know yours quite clearly. Good ones, good. Okay, so we're going to move on to MVP, which is called a minimum viable product, or a prototype as such. How do you design something so therefore you could go out and you could start asking people, hey, do you like this idea? Would you buy it? It's basically figuring out how your thing will operate and being able to get feedback. The last thing to be able to do is your idea pitch. Pitching started a wee while ago, but elevator pitches started very much in the 90s. It's 30 to 60 seconds. If you think about from when you go from a ground floor to the top floor, that's all you've got. A lot of people don't have time, so if you haven't captured someone in that 15 seconds, then you don't have them at all.
I found tonight's idea generator workshop really engaging. A relaxed creative environment, which is quite important when you're trying to get your creative juices flowing.
I saw the resources up online and I thought, oh, I'm not sure how to use them. But coming to these workshops has made it much more clear and made things much more structured.
I mean, ideas are one thing. When you put it down on a piece of paper, break it down into steps, and it makes it easy to achieve the execution.